Forgot to let Maggie in before. Molly texted us. It's raining as well. Oops.
So, this week we're talking all about animal cruelty.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Anime Club. Yay! We weren't talking about anything depressing just before this. But my name's Kris and this is Pheebs.
Hey! How you doing?
I'm good.
Do you know what happened just then? My brain stopped working. And I just opened my mouth and something came out and I had zero control or decision making around it. That was just the noise.
It's weird because that is my my hosting style, to be fair. I just open my mouth and all
that's good. I'm in good company then. Yeah,
it's fine.
Nice.
So, it's my pick last week, or not?
Yeah, it was.
And I told you about this a day ago. Luckily, we're only watching 3 episodes, and there's only currently, as of today,
episodes.
7 episodes out.
And literally, it wasn't even like you gave me a full day. You messaged me like last night, being like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is what we're doing."
Do you know when I decided that?
Fair, when at that time, I assumed 5 minutes before you messaged me.
It's generous. It was as I was typing it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that anime." But basically, when I started the Anime Club Facebook page, I'd joined loads of anime groups and stuff like that just to see what it was about. And this was getting talked about a lot, and there was a couple of trailers of it. The fight scene that's in it that we've saw in episode 3 that was on it, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting. So besides that, I knew nothing about it. I just wanted to see a monkey fighting.
And you got that.
A little bit.
This anime delivered some of that. Yeah, I had heard of it before. I think at the time you might have sent it to me going, oh, I want to add this to the list. It is on our list of ones that we'll eventually get to. But I knew nothing about it. I hadn't really kind of delved into any online discussions about it. So I came at it completely fresh. It was interesting.
Good. I do kind of like going into things a bit blind, so I never watch film trailers or anything. Besides obviously the cover art or the thumbnail I send you. But yeah, do you want to go into a bit about what it's about?
Yeah, of course. So, in a world much like our own, because it's our world, there is a scientist who is experimenting with genetics,
as you do.
And the first episode, his lab gets raided by some vegan activists, the Animal Liberation Army, who have been like a kind of, actually they're more like a terrorist group than an activist group. Yeah. Because they are extremely violent, extremely zealous as well. So they raid this kind of animal testing laboratory and they find a chimpanzee who is bleeding on the floor in some distress. And immediately my heart was like, oh, Kris, why have you made me watch this? I think I even messaged you being like, oh, great, animal cruelty, thanks, mate.
Yeah. I think your words were, this is brutal.
Yeah, it feels brutal. So they want to free all the animals, but they can't leave this chimpanzee bleeding out because they realise that this chimpanzee's pregnant and having a miscarriage. So they take it to an animal hospital, and at the animal hospital, the chimpanzee gives birth to something not quite ape and not quite human. And what transpires is that there is a child, Charlie, who is a humanzee, half chimp, half human. Monkey boy.
Yes.
Many years later, he has been adopted by 2 scientists who are kind of raising him in a house, a beautiful house in the middle of nowhere. and it's his first day at school. And from there, it's basically just following like Charlie's struggle to fit in as a humanzee, and it also delves into things like human nature and like but also particularly I think the conversation it has about human nature is the conversation around violence versus compassion in humans.
Yeah.
And what does it mean? What is the morality around killing and violence? And that it's quite heavily pro vegetarianism.
Veganism, I would say.
Veganism, yeah. It's but it is, I do think it is interesting, and they do have some, you know, and they obviously you have this the Animal Liberation Army, the ALA.
Allah.
Allah. That's another that is another allegory we could make about this.
Yeah.
Because what has happened, because this terrorist organization have become very, very violent, and they have killed like children and targeted like things like places like restaurants where there are lots of civilians from
steakhouses. Yeah,
it's turned like anyone who is a vegan is now like subject to being like brutally bullied. No, it is ostracized, considered like like outlandish. So it's like all people are being painted with the brush of the worst view, which is, you know, something that I think we can all say we do see a lot in our world, unfortunately. And it looks at kind of, you know, is it okay? Like, is it because nature, you know, nature, it has lots of scenes where you've got one animal consuming another animal in nature. And I think there is a kind of dialogue going on about like what is natural versus what is morally right. It's interesting because I actually do think, even though it's very pro-vegan, it doesn't actually come down on, because Charlie, who is the main character, is actually quite casually violent. Like he doesn't like seek it out as a first resort, but he's very capable of violence. And he also says, you know, like, oh, if I had to save other people by killing you, I would. And he says that with like a kind of like easy acceptance of like, well, of course that's just what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Charlie. Yeah, that's what it's about. Charlie and his attempt at friendship.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because Charlie was raised by these parents, these adopted parents. His mother is a lawyer, and his father is
That's right.
It's either a surgeon or a veterinary surgeon. I'm not sure, but anyway, he actually delivered Charlie from his struggling mother. So I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's a veterinary nurse.
I think he's a veterinary surgeon. You're right.
Yeah.
And for a while, Charlie's kept at this kind of institute, isn't he? But then there's an incident, and the doctor the vet decides to take him home and try and raise him like a normal child.
Well, I think, because I've only seen the first 3 episodes, and this is where I think it's going. The incident that was mentioned was Charlie was approached by 7 armed guards, because at the time he was like an anomaly. They don't know if he was connected to the Animal Liberation Army or whatever it's called. Yeah. So they kept him under lock and key, constant watch. So for some reason they took him to the swimming pool, and he disarmed these 7 officers and like messed them up bad to the point of hospitalization, which is fair enough. But in that dialogue as well, because there's a policeman telling them of that incident that was covered up. Before that, he was saying, "Oh yeah, I used to have Charlie like video games and merch and stuff like that." So I don't know if it was kind of like that was the straw that broke the camel back, where it was like something had happened where I'm guessing he was provoked or forced to act, and this happened, and they were like, yeah, maybe he's not a good spokesperson. Maybe you should take him out of the limelight and just keep him in the house for a bit.
Yeah, and maybe just treat him like a part human. Only part though.
Because he does have speech, and he does have normal human needs and not chimpanzee needs. I found it weird. I know it is a like preposterous storyline, but if you had a chimpanzee in your care or a human Z,
Yeah.
would you send it to a public school?
So this is a thing that I think I messaged you and I was like, why is this kid going to school? Like, this is a great argument. This is where this child probably needs a kind of different type of education. Equally, he's also, it feels like someone who's desperately in need of some friends. Because he's very...
I'd say I didn't get that, because if you notice throughout the whole thing, he's very emotionless. He's very logical in his thinking, and it's very, this happens here. Even when he took away the in one of the scenes, there was a butterfly being caught by a spider, and he takes that butterfly away and rescues it, kinda, and he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
the spider's hungry now. That's probably going to go like the circle of life kind of thing. He's very logical and detached emotionally, even if he does an emotional action.
So here's something that, so I have a different take on it.
Right.
That he appears logical, but I think there are emotional needs underneath that, and I think so, because what happens is when the incident with the 7 guards happens, he's 5 years old, and I think what happens is he didn't at that time know how strong he was, and so this is a person who's had to learn very, very careful control, because you see multiple examples of him being like crazy strong, and it's really cool. Like, there's a bit where he like squeezes a branch and it like collapses a bit under his hand. That's like the first kind of hint of this like inhuman strength that he has. And so I think is actually he does have that, because you also see him like, so at one point the Animal Liberation Army come to his home and try to attack his parents in like episode 3.
Yes, 3.
Yeah. And his response is so quick and so brutal. Like, I think there is emotion there. It's just that he's like in a place of having to suppress them. I also think there's something to do with his biological mother. Can we talk about how weird it is that a human doctor impregnated, because he impregnates the monkey with his own DNA.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in a lab or it was a turkey baster or candlelit dinner.
Do you know, I kind of hope it's the candlelit dinner, because you find out that the chimpanzee can communicate. So there's a level of like, and also do like solve quantum puzzles and things.
That
So
part
like
made us laugh, because he was just like, oh yes,
crazy intelligent monkey.
they were just like, oh yeah, she actually read some Wordsworth poems and made some of her own. I was like, all right.
Yeah. I kind of love that though, because like here's this crazy monkey, but then because the monkey's had some trauma, it's like her brain has like been damaged and she's shut down. But I think there is a moment where she's trying to communicate. I really do, and I think she's still in there. And I also wonder if you're watching that happen as a child to the being that is your mother, like if that's the being that you know your mother to be, like I think that quiets the soul in a way that's actually very sad.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we do. I think there's a sadness to Charlie that makes me feel. But I did also message you being like, monkey boy falls in love with cute smart ginger. Kris, why do you relate to this? Because that is the story of your life.
Pretty much. I'm
Just maybe less Thai boxing.
zero Thai boxing at my end. Yeah. Yeah, it's different. Even speaking about the mom, there was a moment where the doctor said, "Oh yeah, because it was such a difficult birth, it gave her brain damage," which I didn't get, but you could tell there was something inside because she tried to lay out cards that spelled something, and it was I am something, and it was like it was a letters and numbers, and I'm sure later on this seems like it's going to be a callback thing where it was like, oh yes, this is experiment G97 or something, and that's what she was putting down, communicating.
So it was because I remembered this because I thought that for sure that's a thing.
Yeah.
Sure, that's a clue. It said I am WO03N, because I was like, is she trying to say I am wrong or I am one? Like, what's the I am
A woman?
Like who knows? I think there's an attempt there, though, and I think because of that, like this is an anime that doesn't give loads away at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like I think it's setting up some really, really meaty mystery clues for you, and I think as it progresses, it'll kind of be quite good to see like all of those play out. I think it will deliver in the story department if you can make it through the slightly preachy bits, because it does.
So I am sorry. In my notes, the ALA is the Animal Liberation Alliance. So they are a group of. You find out later there's ex-soldiers in there that have fought in some guerrilla warfare. And they are ultra vegans, like to the point where they obviously bomb like steakhouses and stuff like that. But it goes from that extreme to the two parents, where they are vegan themselves. And there's Lucy Eldred, who is the girl that Charlie like has a friendship with and kind of relates with. She's a weird kid, but she comes round and she starts asking them questions, because obviously veganism in that world is a taboo thing, because these people that are going around forcing their ideals are bombing buildings. So she's like, is veganism the way to go? And they kind of like take it back, as in like a normal person, as in a non-extreme version of it. And they're like, well, we do this, we're not perfect, that is how we choose to live, and obviously we can't be perfect because we use animal products in everything that we do, like rubber, fuel, etc. And obviously it could be seen as an allegory for something else in the world, for a lot of things in the world, which you can insert what you want there. But how do you think they handled that? Because I thought it was a bit preachy.
So I think it is preachy. I think the parents are like the least preachy bit. Well, actually, and the parents reminded me of one of my friends who is a vegan and very into like ethically sourced like ideals. But what they say is that, look, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it every day. But like, even if you just dial back on how much meat you have, like maybe that's a good place to start. Like just be more conscious and aware of like where your food is coming from. And I think that's a good message. I kind of feel like we didn't need to be fed that.
I think
like there is an element of like I don't think veganism and vegetarianism is so taboo in our world that we need to hear the positives of it. But I can see why they want to do that in order to balance it, because otherwise the vegans are the bad guys and it just feels very anti-vegan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of there to show that not everyone who follows this way of life are that extreme, and people can live in your society while not eating meat and not be that way.
I think if we extend it into like a more general area, the parents are there as an example of like, not everyone who makes the same lifestyle choice follows the same moral code or standard, right? So it's like that thing of not everyone who is Catholic is going to go to church every Sunday, or like not everyone who is, I'm trying to think of other lifestyle choices other than veganism, but so far all I can think about is veganism. Do you know what I mean? Like, Like,
Yeah.
it's, there is like, not everyone who is vegan is going to like check the label on every bottle of wine they drink. Like, there is always shades of grey. And also, not everyone who follows a certain type of lifestyle is going to judge other people for not following it. And that, for me, feels like the moral boundary that they draw between good guys and bad guys. It's like, what is not okay is for you to choose a lifestyle and then force it on other people, but it's okay for you to choose a lifestyle and just share it with other people. And those two things are very, very different. So I think that's the kind of the role in the discourse that his parents are playing.
And do you know that there's a scene in this as well where obviously Charlie eats at the school because he's a student there, and he has they realise that he picks the vegetarian meals or the vegan meals, and they're like, "Oh, you're vegan," and then there's two like bullies, the kind of jocks of the school, and they come over and they say, "Oh, he's one of them vegans, and he's like one of these extremists or whatever," and they start like questioning his lifestyle and why he does that. He's like, "Oh well, I could eat meat if I want to, but I just don't want to. Like I physically can, obviously because they don't know if he's got a different biology and it might make him sick. But he's like, oh yeah, I could if I wanted to, and that's where there's a weird question about a mouse carrying a plague. Would you
kill a mouse if there was a mouse that was carrying a plague that could wipe out humanity? Would you kill the mouse?
Yeah, but it was such an edgy, weird question, and it's just like, actually,
it's a gotcha question, isn't it? That's why.
Kind of, but
it's a
crap one. But there is there's a vegan in our Discord, and I remember asking stupid questions like that as well. It's almost as if like I was trying to catch her out. I was just trying to be funny, to be fair. I think one of my questions was what about, I think it was honey, I asked. And then I went to breast milk. And then I went to using oil products, obviously, if the fossil fuels. And she was just like, look, Kris, come on.
What are you hoping to get out of this?
I know. I don't know what I was hoping to get. Maybe it's like a, haha, you have me now. I shall have a steak for some reason.
So I have a lot of vegetarians and vegans in my family. And for the first, I think I didn't have meat until I was about either 8 or 10.
Right.
Then I tried bacon, never turned back. Also, I think school dinners didn't do vegetarianism any favours for me in my childhood.
Not in the 70s.
How dare you? If I was born in the 70s and I looked this good after a diet of vegetarianism, that'd be why. But I'm not, and I eat loads of meat. Anyway, and but what I notice is sometimes in the dynamic of my own family, and is a kind of so I know that it is better for the planet, just in general, in most situations, if we all ate less meat. Don't even have to eat no meat, just less meat. It would be much better. We'd be able to feed more people, and there would be less. There'd just be less badness. Lots of different reasons, and because of that, sometimes I feel like just a little gremlin mode of me wants to hook a vegan in and drag them down to my moral level of but how far would you go? How far, sure, you have a level of strength and discipline that I don't have because I can't resist bacon and cheese, but how far does that really go? Surely you're just human like me. There is a kind of gremlininess. So I do kind of recognise the urge. I have over time realised that that's more about me than it is about other people and their decisions, though. So,
definitely. I think it's how I was doing.
Honey's a good example of a moral grey area for vegans. Do people come down on different sides of the fence? Eggs is another one as well.
Yeah. I mean, you still steal. Is it not anyway? Besides going into veganism, because that's different.
Chicken period.
Yeah,
It's not fertilized. You're not killing anything.
delicious
Just gonna lay it anyway. It's actually not that it's not as impactful to farm chickens as it is to say like farm cows in terms of like environmental impact. There are lots of arguments for and against stuff like that. So yeah, like I think there is a kind of, but I think also it kind of represents that thing of like you can have the same lifestyle choice in that it will show up in the same way, as in like these people don't eat meat. The reasons why they don't eat meat could be vastly different.
Yeah.
Because for some people it's a health choice. For some people it's a moral choice. For some people it's my family never ate meat, so I just don't eat meat.
Well, yeah, I get that. I mean, even, do you know, in some tablets and stuff, there's meat products.
Yeah.
Like paracetamols and vaccines and stuff like that.
This is the thing about money. So when they changed the banknotes to that plasticky, they're not vegan. They've got like a meat product in them that give them that particular texture. So there's something in them that makes them, I can't remember what it is. It might even be something like cochineal, like the ground up beetle dye or something. There's something in those particular banknotes, because there was like this whole thing about like, but if it's like if my religion forbids me from using animal products, because there are some religions where this is it's like a religious choice.
Yeah.
Like Jainism, for example. Then you couldn't technically use British currency.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know about that money anyway, but sure there's...
the same with like the COVID vaccine, because that's horseshoe crabs. They've got something in their blood plasma that is a particular chemical that is used to manufacture the COVID vaccine. And how many lives did that save? This is what I mean. Like, it's a really complex thing. But if a mouse was carrying a plague, would you kill it? And more importantly, if I was carrying a plague and you could save all of humanity by killing me, would you kill me?
I would stamp on you.
And then I would be like, hey, why are you stamping on me?
Why is there a tiny boot on my shoulder?
Yeah. What are you trying to do? Stop stamping on my shins. Down there.
But moving on from insulting me, who's your favourite character?
Oh, that's my favourite bit. I would like Charlie, the humanity. I thought he was weird. I found him uncomfortable to look at in a kind of uncanny valley way.
It's the eyes, I think.
It's the very detailed eyes in an otherwise very blank face. And also he just has an unsettling presence. But I have known children. For a while, I worked at volunteered at a drama school before I went to uni as like something to like bump my uni application. And there were some kids who just had an unsettling presence. And Charlie reminded me of those children where they're like, "Hello, Mrs. Munson."
I see you have returned.
Yeah.
Let's do drama.
Yeah. You have a script, please.
Mine was the dad, or the adopted dad. I think he was kind of the most normal person in this.
Yeah. He seems nice. But the adopted dad, not the dad who fucked a chimpanzee.
Not that one. Yeah.
Just to be really clear.
But yeah, the animal, the veterinary surgeon one, not the other one who operates with animals. Yeah.
The guy who looks like a 70s actor because he's got a beard and a bowl cut.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked him. Just because he was like the normal person. He was like when he's talking about Charlie, because the mom was like I don't know, I felt really like happy for her when she was like going through the emotions of when Charlie gets a friend, and she's like, he's grew up his whole life and he's just had us two to talk to, and he's bringing round like a friend now, and I'm really happy that he's becoming a person and a little bit of empathy, because obviously he's stone faced, especially when he talks about he's the woman who birthed him, the chimpanzee. That's why I was like, he doesn't hold any much emotion. But yeah, invite us straight round for dinner, and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
So yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if I might leave this in, but should I ask about the elephant in the room? About
I'm trying to lose weight, Chris. I don't think you can refer to me as an elephant. That's not okay.
I'm taking that out because it makes us look bad. We'll talk about do you think this says anything about animal testing?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it is that complex issue around animal testing. That's the thing.
I did ask you before we started if we're for or against. I'll say that I am alive because of many medicines that are that have been tested on animals. So I think we both came to the conclusion medically, yes, but lipstick, shampoo in the eyes, all that sort of stuff, no.
No, and I have seen some very disturbing films when I was a student that stopped me eating meat for like a good 2 years. Like films like Joaquin Phoenix narrates a film called Earthlings, which is the most traumatic film I have ever seen. And it goes through stuff like animal testing, etc. But it also just does it's just pure the moments where humans are just cruel for sport with animals, and it's horrible. I do not actually recommend it to anyone, but if you're someone who feels like you are called to watch films that ask you to be better as a human being, then fill your boots. But I warned you not to watch it. It's bad. So and there are moments like that where I'm like, oh. Because I also have this thing about is that question of if you eat meat, would you be willing to kill the animal yourself in order to survive? I think I would. I think I'd be comfortable with certain animals more than others.
I think fish are easier.
Fish are easy. I could gut a fish without really much thought, other than the fact that this is kind of gross because it's slimy. But that's the biggest feeling I have towards it. Whereas I think if I had to skin an animal, I would struggle, but I'd get it done. So when it comes to animal cruelty, I'm I'd rather not think about it. I'd rather not have to think about the moral dilemma of it. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, I would like to avoid it as much as possible. And sometimes it's not avoidable. I am also being kept alive by certain medication, which 100% has been tested on animals, and I'm really grateful for that medication. I'm sorry that the animals had to suffer in order for me to live, but I'd rather live. It's hard. It's a hard question.
I know, that's why I asked it. That's why we're doing it on Anime Club.
Thing, which I think, on Anime Club, a cheerful show all about anime. But here's another thing: is how many anime have you watched that force you to ask those kind of questions? Because I can only think of one or two others.
Yeah, very few. I can't think of many. Maybe's Amalgamist when the experiment. Obviously, there's the famous dog girl,
Shao Tucker.
I mean, obviously that's horrible. But that's the first one that came to my mind.
I think Chimeras. Chimeras. Attack on Titan is a series that I think asks big moral questions, specifically around things like eugenics and race. Because it's basically an allegory for ethnic cleansing. Actually, it's what it boils down to. It's kind of horrifying.
I've only seen the first season of that.
Huge spoilers. The other one was
sorry.
Moving quickly over that. Sorry. Well, you start to get hints of that in the first season. I don't think I've actually spoiled anything for you.
It's fine. I know stuff now.
Yeah. It's also been out for a while, Chris. So do you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much I can protect you from. The other one is Grave of the Fireflies, which honestly leaves you feeling like I think it asks a lot of you in terms of like emotion, like what do we do to each other in war, and like how do we look after the most vulnerable in our society. Tokyo Godfathers is another one, although it does it with a lot more humor at play, and I think that makes it a much more comfortable watch. I think this could have done with a few more jokes.
You think?
Just to like, I think a few jokes might have balanced out some of the heaviness and made it just a bit more bingeable. Because actually, what I was thinking is, I want to spread this out. I don't want to watch it all in one go.
I mean, as of recording,
heavy.
There is 7 episodes. We've watched 3 at least. Have you watched any more, or?
I started watching the 4th episode, and I was like, I think I've hit my threshold for watching it all in one day. But I probably will go back to it and finish it as a series.
Fair. I think I'm in the same boat where I want to watch it. I kind of want to see what happens, but I'm not in a rush. Like, I'll do it in between if I've got nothing to do. I'll be like, oh yeah, I haven't watched that. There's 20 episodes now. I'll watch that now. I'll watch some more. But I'm not in a rush to do it. Where do you think it's going to go from here? Because it has quite a lot of issues that it's raised, like obviously the animal testing, there's the veganism and extremism. Where do you think it's going to go in the story in the future?
Good question. Sorry, I was just playing with Eddie like he's a toy rather than a living being.
Your comfort animal.
My comfort animal. Yeah, I was feeling a bit sad about animals, so he needed to get kisses. Where do I think it's going? I really hope they answer some questions around, like, what. First of all, why? No one explains why this professor scientist guy wanted to make a child with a chimpanzee. No one explains that other than that was just his work. I want to find out more about Charlie's origins, the origin of the species. But Darwin incident, get it? I also want to. Yeah. I also want. That was such a reluctant laugh.
It was.
Yeah. That was such an obligation laugh. like, oh, here we go again. I also want to find out about the ALA, because I feel like there's something sus going on there. And I kind of want to see Charlie like form some emotional bonds with people. I want to see him live a good life. Also, the 3rd episode leaves you. Oh no, well actually no. The beginning of the 4th episode, it is incredibly tense, and it leaves you on a bit of like. So there is part of me that's like, what the fuck's going on with the ALA? What the fuck are they up to? Because they seem to be doing not all is not as it seems, and I don't want to give it away. But
so
I think something will pan out then.
I've got a theory, right?
Yeah.
I think Dr. Bad Touch, or whatever he's called, Dr. Chimp Lover, I think he was trying to make do some eugenics. He was trying to combine the best of human trait and the best of our closest living relatives, the chimpanzee, to make some sort of super race. I think it's going to go down that road. Some kind of maybe mustachio man thing. That's why I think the ALA are all some kind of forces. And I think that's why he burnt all of his research before he went into hiding, or whatever happened to him.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing, we don't even know what he looks like. So he could literally be in the story already. We just don't know.
Maybe he is Charlie.
He's inserted his own clone into the chimpanzee. Have you seen the film Spliced?
Yes.
Sorry, that's a tangent waiting to happen. Great film.
I love that film. Weird though.
It is.
has sex with that as well.
That's another film where there's some, like, what? Someone needs to help these scientists. Like, get a date, just a normal date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's all sorts of mysteries and stuff going on, and I do feel like they've paced it in a way that makes you feel like they're going to give it to you bit by bit, and it will be quite satisfying in the end. So because of that, I definitely will finish it, but I just won't do it in one big chunk.
And what do you think about it being on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, great. I've got an Amazon Prime account. That's convenient.
I know. I did not expect it to be
though.
there. Yeah.
Do you know? And Amazon are sneaking up with some additional anime lately. I've been getting anime into my Prime algorithm. Usually, it's just Housewives and Bravo TV, like reality TV. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to.
Yeah,
I'm licking.
I'm getting from the normal streaming services. I'm getting a lot of anime sneaking in. Obviously, because I watch it. Like Netflix is chock full of it. Amazon Prime, Disney.
But Netflix has been chocked full of it for a while. Disney, I would expect it because they employ more animators, I think, than any other.
But it's never been as
in the world.
I have never noticed it being as prevalent.
Are we mainstream now? Have we been doing this for so long that eventually it's just become mainstream?
I think so. I mean, stuff
I'm
like
kind of into that.
One Piece is like mainstream, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even maybe it's not Naruto because that was like a meme, wasn't it? It wasn't really. But yeah, I know loads of people that
Naruto is a moment in time.
It was in like the 2000s. Now it's like a classic.
Thanks to me.
It's like it's like when you turn the old wireless on and you tune into classic radio and you hear Linkin Park.
Oh no! Yeah, that is now classic rock, isn't it? That's
Evanescence and that, and it's just what's this classic?
Shut up! I was listening to the Evanescence literally last night. I phoned up my boyfriend, and he sometimes shares what music he's listening to so that we like listen to music together. We're cool, yeah, Grace. But he was playing Evanescence and I got so excited because I was like, I know every single word to every single
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside. He was actually not playing that one as well. He was playing like another one of them.
Wasn't like My Immortal, was it?
No. Was it? Maybe it was. It was the one that's like, that's Wake Me Up. It wasn't that one. Because if it had been that one, I would have lost my shit and done the, okay, wake up. Save now.
On the side of the building.
Yeah. Iconic.
Oh. So, I'm coming up to my last question. Okay. Would you recommend this to anyone?
Yeah, I would. I'd recommend it with a bit of a caveat of like, it depends. I tell you what though, if they have just a bit more fighting, I need to see a bit more action. I'd definitely recommend this to. I definitely recommend this to Lee. I worry it might be a bit preachy in the first few episodes that he wouldn't be able to like stick it out for the action.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what I mean? I definitely recommend it to Jake.
He's living it. He is Charlie.
Jake's way more emotional than Charlie.
Yeah, true. But I've got no friends. Not allowed to meet me too.
Is that your impression of Jake?
Yeah. Jake as a humanzy. Wow. But yeah, I would.
I definitely recommend it. I would recommend it. Those two people I probably would recommend it to. I probably would also recommend it to Soph. I think Soph might enjoy it. Yeah.
Monkey. Yeah. So
technically not monkey though, is it? He's a great ape. So
Well, anyway, it's I'm gonna say it's
Can you show
it's
the
your
people
choice.
your t-shirt?
Oh. Hey.
Nice. Oh, I had a good choice. Talking of, do you want to do... You haven't seen Devil May Cry yet, though, have you?
No, is that the one with Limp Bizkit? The intro. Yes. Okay, I'll give it a go.
Are you up for doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's
Scott.
do that. Deep throat your very long straw vape thing.
My Chris may cry. Hey. Yeah.
That's a short. Chris dying. Chris may die. Devil may cry. Chris may die.
Yeah, I'm happy with Devil May Cry. Well, until next week, we'll come back next week where we will talk about Devil May Cry. That's where I first learned the word melancholy playing that game. Anyway, bye.
Yeah.